Good morning, traders. Today is Wednesday, April 9th. It's 9:30 in the East Coast. Market just opened. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders, where we do our best to trade along the smart money. Disclaimer: this is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any future contracts or foreign exchange contracts. And trading is difficult. Make sure you just know what you're doing and well capitalized. So with that said, we're gonna jump into the analysis. We can see good morning, Jimmy. So we can see this market right now is going a little higher. Let's look at ES. ES is going higher here. This is a 30-minute chart. As you can see, yesterday we had a big turnaround around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And we hit this support zone here, which is a fair value gap that was formed a couple of days ago. Now we're in between fair value gaps, and it looks like we want to go higher. So I haven't checked the news as far as what's happening. Yeah, definitely. Ellie is definitely dumping. It's been definitely going down the last few days. Definitely look at this market dumping here. So Ellie here, they're not gonna chase this. We're gonna look for a pullback and probably go short. That's 57 and a half here. We're gonna go short on LE. You know, if we get a buy here. Oh, I know it wasn't a recommendation. I just know this is the way I want to trade it today. Yesterday we kind of got cute with LE up here. What was it? LE was right up here yesterday, and we kind of got cute with it. So we're trying to buy it up here, and it definitely wasn't a good. Yeah. Typically, the first 5 minutes of LE, you should know where we're going. This is definitely a downtrend here. If we don't make a new high for the day, I think I want to try to sell this here. To me, this is just a pullback, but yeah, to me, this is just a pullback. Let's look at NQ. Probably same scenario here when we look at NQ. The bottom right chart here, NQ is going into this resistance zone. So trying to challenge the high of the day, which happened about 4:30 this morning, 5 o'clock. So let's wait here. And then the raptor in between the clouds could be a resistance zone. Okay. This market is very, very volatile at the moment. Are we seeing a little bit push down on the indices? Yes, it's going down a little bit. And I have the MNQ down here, which I think I have okay, I'm gonna put the YM up here. And I get the micro YM down there, which I may trade if there's an opportunity. But let's see how the LE trade goes first. Up by about 4 ticks right now. On the order flow here, the previous on the 10 range, looks like we had some sellers come in here aggressively. So we may see an aggressive push down here. Now, as we approach the low here, we're gonna be very a little more aggressive to move our stop down. So definitely indices are selling off right now. Yes, it's kind of behind a little bit, about 12 ticks. 12 seconds. Add the NYM in here because if you're going to be trading that, because that's the only indices I feel like, okay, maybe NYM, we may be able to give it some more room. NQ 800 range, ES 150 and mistake is not worth the risk. Yeah, I mean, that's why I try to stay away from the indices. Okay. LE is giving us some fit right now. Let's see. On LE, we definitely could have expected that. There's a big candle on the 2-minute here on the ES. Well, looks like it's going to be a loss here on the LE. Move my stop down to break even, or at least lower. Give it 10 ticks instead of the whole 20. We're still in this trade. Yeah, right now this market, it's not a market I want to trade as far as the indices, because as you can see, things just move lightning fast. We went from, let's look at the YM for example. We went from down here at 937, and we in a space of from here 9:38, 9:40, about 2 minutes. We move 350 points, like in the flash. I'm looking at the fair value gap here in early place to move my stop would be beyond that. Yeah, just let it take me out because moving my stop here. All right, so we're gonna wait for this to try to close the gap from yesterday. If we get to 193.72.5. This market is kind of really crazy right now. LE wants to go lower after taking me out for a few ticks. Let me see where we are here. So he went to the high of the day, which was resistance, because this was support right here. Now he wants to go lower. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy said it's shutting down. It's getting too itchy and I have no faith in choosing the right strategy. I got you, man. Sometimes you just got to stay away. Like I said, probably the indices, I'm going to stay away from them for the moment, like I've been doing for the most part. I only took one indice trade yesterday, and it didn't end up well because the volatility was too much. I ended up being right in direction, but timing-wise was poor timing. At the moment here, we're looking at LE. See if we can go higher here on LE. I'm sorry. If we get a lower bar here on LE, we might try to go short again. That wasn't where they are. 10. I'm gonna try short here again. There you go. We just need to come back to the low of the day. But this time around, though, we'll be a little more aggressive moving our stop. And since I'm not gonna be trading the indices, this will be a quick stream. If we lose here, we're gonna be out. Just mean we're not seeing this market right. That'll be a very, very quick stream. Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at the indices, there's no, like the NQ or ES, they move like the NQ, for example, jump maybe hundreds of ticks at a time. For no rhyme or reason. Not no rhyme or reason, but it's like, because this market is so news driven, it's very sensitive to any little headline, any little news that come out. They just jump. So to me, it's really not worth the. I got a 20 tick stop on here. I'm gonna be trying to reduce that as soon as we can. Probably 10 ticks into it, we'll probably reduce it to 10 ticks if we can get that opportunity. Otherwise, we're just going to be, we'll be out for the day because it's just not conducive to good trading here. Yeah, we're definitely at a resistance. I was tempted to move my stop earlier to where it's at now, but I just know, hey, I want to give it and let it run here. Down 7 ticks. We got two losses here. We're gonna be packing our toys and go home. This market is just not conducive to good trading right now. It looks like any market. Let's look at gold for a second. Gold's been kind of. You would think gold would be going higher. Oh, it went higher overnight. Okay. I think yesterday we had some definite down movement, and on Monday we had some down movement on gold. Even Friday. So. That's gold. I'm keeping an eye on LE on the other stream. This is maybe the market I should be trading, which is CL. We know where CL has been heading. It's definitely been heading down. If you're on the short side of CL here, you're definitely good. Now today, it looks like it's trying to bounce right now at the moment. CL is trying to bounce at the moment, so that's something to keep in mind here. NQ is delayed anyway. I'm not going to touch NQ. So that's one more good reason not to touch NQ. Yes, it's fine. NQ is not. And we got to LE here. We're down 3 ticks or 4 ticks right now at the moment. The market's Q, which is micro YM. We're at a resistance level. Yeah, LE definitely is not looking good right now. We may just shut it down before we get to that high here. Let's see here. Selling. Yeah, I think the selling is coming in, but will it be sustained? People just taking profit for them to get. The seller's gonna get run over here since I'm a seller, including me. So let's see here. If we got a negative bar here, we have a chance to go down. But well, here we getting taken out here about 4 ticks away. So if we do get taken out here, we'll definitely stop trading. We'll really be on like there's a fair value gap here that our stop is right above that. So if we go through that, if we were to go through that, that means we're on the wrong side. I mean, basically, we've been on the wrong side of this market. Thinking about we've been ranging here, going higher. So, yeah, it really doesn't look good at the moment. Yeah, it's a big fight up there. And the likelihood of the buyers winning here is higher. So, I just want to wait and see how it plays out. Let's see how it goes here. We can get below 193 here. I think we're going to have a chance to go lower. But otherwise, pushing a little lower here. Let's see how it goes. Maybe not for long. We got a chance to push lower here. This is not just wishful thinking. I'm looking at the order flow here on my order chart. It's getting bearish, so the bulls are coming back in here. Now we're at the VWAP, so if we can go below the VWAP, so it's gonna make it high. High probability that we can go lower. But like I said, if we can get below 193. That would be a good sign that we have a chance to go lower here. We knew this area would be a fight at the VWAP. All right. Right now, it looks like we're pushing lower. So we can make it to the low of the day. That's all Ideally, I'd like it to get to 192.40 to move myself to break even. But I think because of the circumstances here, I may move it. If this green line is below my entry, then I'll move to probably break even here. We're about to get there, about 13 tick. Virtually here, I'm gonna be at break even at 0.03 to 0.05, where I would put my even. Virtually at break even here, and a couple more ticks down to actually drop it. Yeah. I'm gonna drop it at break even because we went too deep in the money to lose this trade. We already had a loss. See if we can get lower here. Like I said, if we get to 40, we're right halfway to our target. I'll give it one more tick here so I can cover my commission. Yeah, we just need to hit 192. If we can hit 192, we'll be fine. Get a little like halfway there. In the meantime, the indices are going crazy. Look at this. This is a stop point that just happened. The indices right here in the 30-minute. We got a new high, and then immediately they sell it off. Immediately. I mean, they're starting to selling it off. Because think about it, 6 minutes into the hour here. We open here. And we went higher. Now we're selling off here. So that's okay. We're pushing lower here. There you go. And that's all we really want. Virtually, I'm trailing my stop virtually here. My stop really should be. See if I can get to. See, 50 would be 50. Let's go above this. It's 75, which is 70 would be about. Back up here. Let me see what the chat says. There was some news thing at 10. Not sure what. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what either. I'll look at financial juice. Let me see. Breaking news. Oh, yeah. Euro adopts tariffs on 1 billion euro of U.S. goods and metals dispute. Let's see if Europe is retaliating. Let's see. There you go. So that could have been the news. There you go. I just need 12 more ticks here and we'll be fine, right? About 10 more ticks or so. 11 more ticks. Okay. Well, in trading, patience is definitely a virtue. We're hitting the support zone. We're definitely going to move our stop down here in case this thing wants to be profitable for the day on top of the swing. They may come back and tag us out. That's fine. If they do that, at least we'll have a profitable day for now. We may engage again a little later, but obviously we're gonna stay on the LE side. Yeah, it has to be some kind of, because this market moved very aggressively in the last 9 minutes. I mean, we already know this market is definitely on to news right now. It's a lot of news going on. Can we get a few more ticks down here? And look at the Geiger counter. It's still like neutral in the middle here, top middle. But we're pushing lower, which is a good sign. It's breaking that support line, like 55 maybe. Yeah, we can move it to 55. 3 more ticks here. So we're slightly positive for the day here. Let's see if we can get to the low of the day. Let's get to 192. This market looks like it wants to go lower here. Let me check what Bloomberg is saying. See where this bar, if it goes higher, we're going to go 57.5. Yeah. I think I originally had that 62.5. The safer place to put it. Give it to the 2 more ticks. Actually, I don't want to lose all this for 3 ticks. Got a better chance of pushing down here, just ranging at the moment. So we got within about 6 ticks of our target. So there you go. Down again. So let's see what Bloomberg is saying here. There you go. So because we're so close to here, we're gonna probably move it down here to 32.5. We're about 3 ticks away here, 4 ticks away. There you go. There you go. We got taken out the target. That's super right here. So obviously, we're positive for the day. Plus about 27 ticks, I believe. No, 23 ticks. Let me just do what we did here today. Went to at 72. We lost took 25, 92.25, and we enter again here. There was we took definitely some heat right there. And we got a target. Let me double check what we have here. I know we got 41 ticks to the downside here, but the loss was at 72. Half was my entry, and my exit was at 25. Yeah, 21 ticks. 2 contracts, so definitely well positive for the day. We may really just, unless we get a nice pullback here to the VWAP and go lower and take another short, I think we might be done for today. So, Jimmy, are you still cool? Did you shut down? Because this market is definitely not conducive to the best trading here, because we're looking at wild swings. I mean, think about the YM on a day like today. Yesterday, yesterday we'll look at 2,400 ticks. This is usually things that the YM does in 10 days, because the YM typically goes about 200 to 300 ticks a day. So it's about a week's worth of movement in one day yesterday. And over the last 5 days, about 2,000 ticks. That's just the YM. And if I go to the NQ, it's probably going to be crazy. Yeah, I mean, what happened is my entry was definitely premature. The first entry, even the second one wasn't like the best. So I kind of dropped the gun on here when I went short. I went short right here at 72.5. And typically I always wait for a second pullback. And the second pullback would have mean, hey, I would have gotten here at 92. Still probably would be taking me out at 42.5, because 92.5 here. I'd probably go short. Let's say 95, 192.95. My stop would have been at 47.5, which is right around here. They would have taken me out for about they would have taken them by 2 ticks and then go lower. But we went back short here in this area. 93.02, I think this is when we went short, and boom, we had some adverse movement against us. But I hit my, if I can show you, let me show you my other screen here. This is the screen I was looking on my side. So when I look at, this is where I enter right here, the second entry. But my hope was we weren't gonna go above this fair value gap. And my first trade, I was tempted before I got stopped out here, I was gonna move my stop above here. But I'm like, you know what? This is not good trading. Let me try again. When I get this move down here, and we have this adverse movement, but my stop was right up there. Okay, so we survived this, and we get to trade another day. So LE right now is probably going to be going back and forth the low of the day. This pullback is not deep enough for me. I would want to see another pullback toward VWAP, and then try to sell it again. If that, I don't know, because I'm going to be done for the day. When I think about, do the math real quick. Yeah, it's a pretty good day, So I think we should just, shocking how this selling off. Yeah, it is kind of shocking for LE, because you would think people would be, but I guess, I think what this is just my analysis and my thoughts on why live cattle is going down. We're having recession fears. People will say, "Hey, you know what? I was watching Bloomberg the other day, on Monday. Larry Fink, which was the CEO of BlackRock, he said most CEOs he has been talking to, they say we're already in a recession. So I think because of that, I can see something like live cattle being, people having some fears that they probably not going to be doing this stuff that they usually do, because live cattle, we got grilling season coming. Grilling season coming. Yeah, I get a longer chart. I can get a longer chart, Jimmy. Let me see how many days this is. This is 15 days, but I can definitely put 30 days in there if that's what you want to look at. Can look at it together. Yeah, I mean, when I squeeze this in a little bit, this is today. This is today right here. This is yesterday. I'm looking at ES, sorry. So I'm like, oh, why is it saying 4:30 a.m. and there's action? This is live cattle the last 30 days, 30 trading days at least. I mean, 30 calendar days, but probably about 20 some trading days. As you can see, we have been going higher. Yeah, that cattle is still kind of ranging at the bottom of that, at the low of the day. Okay, well, this is not moving. Okay, so this was third, which was Thursday. So we definitely had a big gap down, go higher, and then the second gap down here, and we gap up yesterday. If you remember yesterday, I tried to trade live cattle to the upside a couple times, I believe, and I got burned twice. I think it was just that trade. I only took one trade in live cattle yesterday. Yeah, March definitely ran it up hard. Good morning, Steve. So, March definitely was a nice month for live cattle. I was mostly long when I was trading live cattle in March. And then last Thursday, I think what happened is, remember, we had the tariffs announcement on the 2nd when the market closed on Wednesday. So I think the tariffs definitely affected now I'm looking at this chart here. I can see that it looks like there's a correlation between the tariffs and live cattle, because they've been selling off since. We have been selling off since. We had a negative day on Thursday, Friday, Monday was a negative day. Yesterday was a negative day. We gap up, but it then sustained, and today again, we took advantage of that short on live cattle. See, we just joined. We took a couple trades today. One short on live cattle here. We got stopped out. We tried it again with a stop above a fair value gap that's here. As a matter of fact, I think I should put a fair value gap on this chart over here. So there was a fair value gap over here that we took advantage of and said, hey, I'm going to put a stop above here on the second. After we got in the second trade, we got some heat. We definitely took some heat, but we knew the sellers had a chance of coming back down, and they did. So, and we got taken out here for a full profit. So all in all, we traded 2 contracts on the first trade. We lost 21 ticks. And we traded 3 contracts on the second trade. We made 41 ticks. So, yeah, going back to live cattle, the 30-minute chart looks like definitely we're looking lower here. We're definitely looking lower. This is having the longer term here. It helps. So we're getting to support in live cattle. We're getting to those value gaps created on the way up back in the beginning of March. And they haven't been, like that last one hasn't been tested, and it's being tested now. We're definitely in those value gaps here. So this is definitely a demand zone for live cattle. Could have been also people just taking the profit, because think about it. We had April just started. So when I think about live cattle in March, we started in March going really higher. As you can see here, some people got taken in long. I'm sure some people got taken in long here. Oh, there you go. That's not what I want. I want to go horizontal line. Some people probably got taken long here, Jimmy. So above that blue line, some people really got bamboozled. Some people got taken long, that's Wednesday. And the next morning, boom. So, okay. Yeah. So at the moment here, this one just closed. It's 10:30. So that's first value gap just disappear because it's been completely penetrated and closed. Whenever you close beyond a value gap, let's say if it's a bearish value gap. So if a candle comes in and trades above this fair value gap and doesn't close, it's still gonna stay there. But when they close beyond it, equivalent charts that shows farther bars. It has more volume. Not sure if it looks okay on this bigger bars. Yeah. I think I do have an indicator like this that shows you like the more volume it is, the farther the bar is. But yeah, I was saying fair value gaps. If you close above this, then this one will disappear. But what happened here, as you can see earlier, just a couple of minutes ago, this was in the top, there was a fair value gap here, but now it's been invalidated. Okay. Yeah, that is true. But there's indicators that do it too. There are indicators that do it too. So instead of this, you do equivolume. Let's see. Yeah, actually, Control F. Oh, yeah, that's what I just did that. I mean, I used the Control F, but I see what you're saying, Jimmy. Yeah, yeah, I did it already. As a matter of fact, this is not. I should maybe consider that. Even on especially my long-term analysis, as you can see here, this was a big volume. Yes, not yesterday, but Monday, big volume up. They went and closed that gap. So Monday was a winning day. I remember taking 2 or 3 trades, two losses on the way up, trying to sell it, and then finally sell it up here, and came back down for an 81 tick move. So at the moment, it looks like we're pushing higher here a little bit, pushing a little higher, which we want to see maybe come back to the VWAP here at 162. Let's call it 70. So 192.70. So 192.70 also is that right edge of this that usually could serve as resistance or support. And in this case, it'll be resistance. Yeah, we're going into another fair value gap here. Let's see what happened. Is it jumping higher here? No, I'm deep into profits for the day. I'm not sure if I want to take this trade anymore. But it'd be interesting to see how he reacts to 192.70. Hey, it's blowing past it. It's blowing past it. Yeah. Look at this. Now we're at a resistance level. This is a resistance level here, 97.5. There's resistance here. Became support. Now it's acting as resistance again. I think I'm just hanging out with you guys here. I kind of done trading. Look at ES for just a big fat candle here. They are open in the second. This is not. How much volume was this? 118,000. This was 118,000 too. This candle. 5 minutes into it, it's a 21,000. So 6 times that. You're looking probably about the same kind of volume here to the upside. So I think I may call it a day unless you guys have anything else to add or say. So Jimmy, you're cool. I know you're cool. You're not trading at the moment, which is, when I look at those indices, not trading at the moment is a good thing. That's why I stayed away from them for the most part the last few days, really over the last week, because I took one trade yesterday, which I should have known better on the YM, because it looked like it was a nice setup, but there's no nice setup right now in the equities, because we're at a situation where we got big bid-ask spread, and also just not really tradable. All right, looks like we're getting lower here on live cattle. No, yeah, that resistance held to 97. Was a resistance, that blue line here. Looks like we're going lower now. So let's look at the 30-minute candle. Yeah, we're not gonna be over trading here. Let's see. That is nuts. Let me see. We'll look about until after you were closed. Okay. Yeah. Earlier the NQ had an 800 tick range. Yeah. The NQ is nuts. We already know that. That's for sure. That's why, staying away from them is, I'm going to look at the NQ and the equi volume chart. So there wasn't much volume in that 30 minutes for the NQ. That's 70,000. That was 53,000. So that tells me we may be going higher here. That was a big indecision candle here on the NQ. Thing with Apex, I mean, yeah, I have my reservations about Apex. But they're very tempting. 90%. Do you still trade Apex, Jimmy? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, it is kind of tempting, but looks like this market wants to go higher here, and I'll talk the next fair value gap one. And YM is telling a different story here. YM is telling a different story. Look at ES. ES is telling a different story. So NQ basically is bucking the trend. NQ is bucking the trend. So that means, honestly, this is probably going to be short-lived here. Yeah. So you can't trade with them at all, or you cannot get any new accounts. Oh wow, that's crazy. So for a year you cannot trade with them, or you cannot get any new account. Because that's kind of a little two different things. Crash the test account. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, definitely right now. NQ, if you're trading NQ, I'd be looking for some short setups because NQ here, I'm behind 5 minutes anyway. That's probably what it is. So the ES and YM, I have live data, and QM behind 5 minutes. That's probably why I'm seeing this being still bullish. I'm sure by now this is a bearish candle at NQ, like it is on ES, like it is on YM. And we got RTY, which is something that typically I don't trade the Russell, but the Russell can definitely have some good moves in there. Look at this. Yeah, I think everything is turning to the downside. The only reason I cannot see NQ is because, again, I'm 5 minutes behind here for whatever reason. And I think I believe I only have one NQ chart. So it's not the number of charts here that's the factor. I have one NQ chart open. I don't think that's a to here. I have one NQ chart open. So, and I'm way behind. All right, let me look at MNQ instead then. Yeah. Those below 65 here, below 45, 192.45 here. That could be an entry to go short here on LE. 192.42 and a half could be a nice place to go short, and maybe a stop above this swing. For about maybe 12 ticks stop. Could have tried that, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep my powder dry here. Yeah, this is the entry. My entry was gonna be 42 and a half, which is right here. Stop. Just for the sake of stop would have been about 80. And target, if we can break this no low, another 192, 191, 42 and a half. But this would be my target right here. So let's just look at this for fun. Close out before we get the itch. No, I think I'm done trading, Jimmy. I'm done. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna close out here. I'll send a recap into the group, into the Discord, a little later. But definitely I think I'm gonna be hip for the rest of the day here. Got some other projects I need to work on, so that'll keep me away from those screens, from the charts anyway. Because all the things I need to do is on the computer. But all right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for your support. Thanks for coming in. Have a good one. God bless. Bye bye. Take care.